Hi folks, Jim Riley from Riley's Farm with a crisis update on May 7th, 2025. We are closing in on, listen to this, $22,000 in just 8 days. We even had two 1,000 donors yesterday. If you can help, you'll find a link in the description. If you're in financial trouble or you have a personal trauma, of course, that's message not for you, but for those of you who can help, who have the means, we very much need it right now. If you hear kids yelling in the background, that's because we have about 300 guests here today in a Revolutionary War adventure. Topic number one today, I call this the Disgruntled. How can places like the farm fix the terminally disgruntled? By way of explanation, a story. In 2018, why would then New York Governor Andrew Cuomo claim, quote, America was never that great? You can watch it in the link below. He said this to a room full of like-minded misfits who gave him wild applause. Obviously, a generation or two of Americans have absorbed the idea that America hasn't been a net great experiment. To which I say, are you kidding me? The 17th century introduction of written language, metallurgy, woven textiles, and architecture to a Stone Age native culture wasn't that great. The Bill of Rights wasn't that great. The ending of slavery wasn't that great. The harnessing of electricity wasn't that great. Man's first flight wasn't that great. The storming of Normandy and the defeat of fascism wasn't that great. What's wrong with you, Governor Cuomo? Imagine for the rest of your life being judged by your worst mistakes. That's what Howard Zinn-style revisionist history does. It literally robs children of any sense of meaning or purpose because they are taught they are simply co-conspirators in the crimes of the past, without ever being reminded of the victories. We need places like the farm. We need good media celebrating the accomplishments of American heroes. We need to tell the stories of Revolutionary War General John Stark and Civil War abolitionist Frederick Douglass and Korean War hero Chesty Puller. Without meaning, without purpose, without vision, the people perish. Okay, topic 2, our day in court. In 2018, when a public school teacher didn't like my opinion on Louis Farrakhan, Stormy Daniels, or David Hogg, she assumed that public students should be protected from my political views, even though no students visit us for political commentary. No, in order to be a public school vendor, you can't point out the racism of a black man like Farrakhan. That just is not done. Claremont Unified School District immediately canceled their field trips after visiting us for 19 years, in direct response to my expression. Well, several First Amendment attorneys told me that public agencies cannot do that. Private individuals can boycott anyone they want, but agencies are not allowed to engage in what is called viewpoint discrimination. Well, we have been in court ever since, up to the Ninth Circuit twice, and now finally, after nearly 7 years, we will have a bench trial for injunctive relief in September. If we win, we can ask Claremont to pay all of our legal fees. And the irony here? From the very beginning, after reviewing the law, Claremont and even the Obama-appointed judge agreed that First Amendment retaliation had probably taken place. Because of qualified immunity, we did not win damages, but we should have injunctive relief from the very beginning. Injunctive relief means the judge tells Claremont, no, you have been bad boys and girls, and you need to respect the First Amendment. Well, another amendment, the 7th, guarantees Americans the right to a jury trial even in civil cases. But in practice, it can take years to take place. In our case, 7 years. We have rights, but they are very expensive to protect. This is one of the reasons the farm is hurting financially. We have dedicated a lot of time and money to fighting this case. How can we play 18th century founding fathers and not care about the rights they fought for? Well, that's it for today. Live free or die, friends.